people, welcome back to my channel. So today, well, my hair is up because I have this like oil treatment in it, so I apologize, no pigtails for today, but instead we're going to discuss this week, Holy Week, in particular Holy Thursday, because that's what today is. Yes, I have tea, my green tea as usual. But it's not going to be tea time. We're going to talk about the holidays since we can't necessarily go out and celebrate the holiday. However, I am not upset. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, obviously, I mentioned before, I'm Armenian. Armenian Apostolic, which means that, well, first of all, Armenian, right? That's a whole, culture and religion tied together. My ancestors, they're from what is now Turkey, but it used to be Armenia. And yeah, and we're Christian, first Christian nation. Gotta show it off because a lot of people don't know. And yeah, so we celebrate Easter just like everybody else. So this is kind of what ends up happening is like, we have there's Fat Tuesday and then there's Ash Wednesday. Well, in the Armenian church, we go from, so instead of starting Lent on Ash Wednesday, we actually start Lent the Monday of Ash Wednesday. So our Mardi Gras, or we call it Pumpati Gentan, which is like the best holiday ever, the craziness, it's on Sunday. It's Sunday of Fat Tuesday. And I think it's just so great because you get to because Fat Tuesday, I mean, Mardi Gras, you party after work, right? Because it's like a Tuesday. But, when your Mardi Gras is on Sunday, you can literally party all day long, and that's what I do. It's beautiful. But anyway, so what ends up happening is our Lent goes from that Monday, and then it goes all the way till Palm Sunday. And then we have like a different type of Lent that happens this Holy Week. It's usually more intense. It's like intensive Lent. Obviously, if you're hardcore, you're supposed to be vegan throughout Lent, and then like hardcore like prayer Holy Week. I'm plant-based all the time, so I've been purifying. And then yeah, that's how it works. And then if you're normal, you just don't eat meat. Some people, like my father, doesn't eat meat Wednesdays or Fridays, but most people just don't eat meat on Friday. Just like Catholics, just like everybody else. So yeah, so that's the story. A lot of people give up, and this is kind of what I wanted to discuss, like Lent, Easter, and all other holidays, like Passover, for example, is today. It was yesterday and today. And there's a couple of other nationalities who have holidays this week, So I wanted to discuss that today. So in terms of Lent, well, Armenians, as well as most Middle Eastern, Mediterranean cultures, were a little obsessed, we're food obsessed. So usually Lent's associated with giving up something, food-wise. And it really bugs me because, when you're a kid, it's okay, you're a kid and you're going to give up eating candy. You're going to give up popcorn at the movies. That's fine, right? Because you're a kid and, kids eat junk. Believe it or not, I ate junk as a kid, okay? So there were times, give up soda, give up ice cream, give up, like I said, popcorn at the movies, candy. And I think that those are all really good and appropriate things for a kid to do. But when it comes time to being an adult, I think that Lent needs to change. You can't be giving up, I guess technically you could be giving up candy as an adult, but I don't know. I don't really think it's age appropriate. And this is something that me and my father kind of run into a conflict here because he's still oh, I should give up eating pasta because he eats pasta all the time. Oh, I should eat, more protein with my meals, or I should give up like coffee. And I guess a coffee would be an appropriate one, but like the pasta thing, I don't know. The candy thing, I don't know. I think that as adults, like it's good to use Lent as a like way to transition into a habit. And you can do this like for, you know, a New Year's resolution as well, because Lent's like I like Lent because it's like New Year's resolutions, except it's not New Year's, so you're kind of on your own. Anyway, but I think that like age appropriate, like, you know, going to work, like maybe working out before work instead of after work, or incorporating a workout routine. Like, there you go, that's a good one, you know? And then I remember one year I dressed up, like not dressed up, but like business casual. Like, if so, instead of wearing sweatpants, well, not that I ever wore sweatpants, but instead of wearing like lazy stuff to college, I started to wear more like grown up like clothes to kind of transition from college, because like college, you know, we all wear sweatpants and leggings and stuff like that. And then when you go into the real working world, well, you know me, I wanted to wear like heels, and so like then I started to transition, and like I did my makeup up for college, like, you know, stuff like that. And then I think one of the big ones that sort of gets pushed by the wayside, and this is what I actually did this year. So originally my Lent goal was to get up early, because you know I'm not a morning person, and go to work. Like, get up, you know, hour before work. So I have to be at work at 7:30, so I'd get up like 6:30, you know, do some yoga before work, develop a morning routine, and then go to work. Unfortunately, it did get cut short because of the coronavirus, and like now I'm working from home, but I didn't stop there. So just because my Lent goal got cut short because of coronavirus, and we don't go into the office, we work from home, I continued a Lent goal of giving back to the community. And I think that's one of the things that sort of gets pushed by the wayside. Like, as an adult, I think it's really important to volunteer. And I mean, it could be simple. You could volunteer for the church, right? Or you could go out and like American Red Cross volunteer, hospital volunteer, you know? And I feel like sometimes that's, I guess, why I don't really like when adults choose food as a Lenten goal, because it's like you should be choosing something for the greater good of the community, not for you personally. Like that's age appropriate. Doing something good for the community. Whereas like a kid could do something good for the community, like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, but I don't know. Adults, I think it's better. Anyway, that's like my personal spiel, but hey, honestly, for Lent, you could do whatever, or you can not celebrate. I mean, it's up to you. Some people like don't like to do daily challenges whatsoever, and hey, you do you. So one reason why I wanted to discuss Lent and Easter and Passover is because this week it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like Holy Week sort of has this like this vibe. Like, first of all, let's just start with Easter, okay? Like, Easter is on April 12th this year. And I know we're all working from home, right? Or, you know, if you're a healthcare worker, like, you know, you're going into the office, but let's just put all that to the side and pretend that it's a normal Easter. Most places, you don't have off Easter Monday. I didn't have off Easter Monday in public school, so we couldn't really celebrate Easter. Like, my cousins, we would go over their house, and they lived like 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, and it was like we always had to leave like right after dessert, if that, sometimes before dessert, because we had to get back like before 10 because we had school the next day. And then same with my father, like, you know, he had work the next day, and, you know, I would have work, I have work Easter Monday, you know? So sometimes I feel like it's stupid because you can't really celebrate it because you have work the next day. That's like number one, right? And then number two, let's like think about Easter in and of itself. Like, what's the whole, okay, from Catholic Christian perspective, like Easter, Christ is rising, you know, up to heaven, and that just evokes like all these spirits and like, I don't know, souls. They're like rising, and I mean, I guess if you think about it, like a lot of people rise from the dead 40 days. That's what we believe in the Armenian church. But for some reason, like Easter, it's like there's a little bit more of a vibe. And I'm going to throw Passover in there because Passover, yet again, there's a spirit in the air, and it usually falls around the same time, like, you know, Passover was yesterday, Wednesday, April 8th, and then today. So there you go. Those are two things, two spirits that are happening this week, and it's eerie. Like, I don't know. It's like Halloween, but like Halloween, at least the spirits are coming out to play. They're coming out to like, yeah, create mischief. I don't know if that's necessarily better, but I consider it better because it's fun. And then, but I don't know, in this case, it's like, I don't know, I feel like it gives off a very funky vibe, where, I don't know. But then we also have, Easter doesn't just end April 12th, right? Because you have the Orthodox Easter, and even though, like, I'm Orthodox, Armenians, we celebrate Easter just like everybody else, whereas, like, Greek Orthodox, they celebrate it the week after. So we haven't finished, you know? April 12th, you know, we gotta wait until April 18th, and then the end of April in this year, 2020, everything should be settled. But I don't know, that's like my personal opinion, is I feel like these spirits are like, I don't know, they're like rising from the dead, and they're passing over our house, and it's like a continual thing that's technically happening for like 14 days, maybe a little bit more. And then we also have, like, I looked up Islamic holidays. They don't have anything going on until May, so they're kind of in the clear. But Hindu religions, they have a couple of holidays, like last week, this week, next week. So yet again, there's another thing going on. So I feel like Easter, a lot of stuff is happening regardless of like your religion. Everybody's sort of celebrating something, and for some reason it has to do with spirits, and they're all like, I don't know, in the air. To influence things even more, there was a full moon on Tuesday. Yet again, things are happening. And like, I'm not too crazy, but like, it's just the vibe. Like, people, when it's a full moon, people get like kind of funky. When there's like things happening, like holidays involving spirits, people get a little funky. And as a music therapist, you know, you pick up on these vibes, the vibes that clients are giving you, the vibes that the clients' families are giving you, and most importantly, the vibes in general society when you go driving, get gas, groceries, that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to throw it out there. The coronavirus doesn't necessarily help these vibes either, so it's like, yet again, another factor. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that we got a lot of stuff going on this week, and it's just really funky, a funky time. So take that into consideration, that you got a lot, even if you're not religious, there's a lot of variables that are affecting mood and behavior at this point, especially this 14-day period from like April 6th was Monday 5th, April 5th to April 18th. We got a lot of stuff going on, even if you're not religious. So I just wanted to throw it out there, and just be kind of mindful. Be mindful of people. Be mindful of your actions, because when the vibe's kind of off, it can spark issues and dilemmas and fights. And especially if you're living with people and you're kind of quarantined with the same people. I mean, too much togetherness can be difficult. And just keep that in mind, that the spirits and the moon and all this stuff is not helping. But yeah, but that's my general spiel. I hope you all can sort of celebrate somehow, some way. I don't really like Easter, so I'm okay not celebrating it. I don't like the vibe. I can't. I don't know. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm discussing this. I don't really like Easter. Is my least favorite holiday. New Year's is my second least favorite. That's another one where there's a lot of negativity. That's not necessarily in the air, though. That's just like people getting negative and sad and depressed because, oh, you're another year older, and wow, a year went by and I didn't accomplish nothing. So that's more behavioral, cognitive issues. Not this is like behavioral, cognitive, spiritual, this is medical, this is everything. So that's why Easter is my least favorite. What is my favorite holiday? Before we end, because we're going to end on a good note, favorite holiday is actually Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. And I know like Halloween has spirits associated with it as well, but oh Jesus, I just spilled my tea all over the place. Halloween has kind of like negative vibes associated with it as well, like All Souls Day, All Saints Day, All Saints Day. There's two of them. There's one because like I know this because I used to celebrate like music therapy wise, session wise. Because you have Mischief Night, you have Halloween, and then you have the two All Souls Day, All Saints Day, back to back. That's another one where you got like spirits doing mischief and whatever, but I mean, I don't know, like Armenians, we were pagans before being Christians, so I think that's why I kind of like Halloween. It's also fun to get dressed up. It's fun to go out and get drunk and come home stumbling at 4 in the morning and not feel like a complete idiot. That's another reason why, I mean, you can't do that on Easter. No way. Most places are closed. But, yeah, Halloween's my favorite. And I guess second favorite, I don't know. There's so many good holidays. Second favorite holiday. Christmas is like third. Just because I don't really like gifts, but I like spending time with family. I don't know. I can't think of a good second favorite. Oh, St. Patrick's Day. Duh. I didn't get to celebrate it this year, but St. Patrick's Day is my second favorite. Christmas is third. Okay, on that note, we'll end. I hope everybody is doing well, despite this whole issue, and enjoy your Holy Week. Today is, I wanted to bring that up. Today is washing of the feet, when Jesus washed the disciples' feet. My mother, when I was little and I didn't really understand, she told me that Jesus gave his disciples a pedicure. That's what she told me when I was little. And it's so funny. As an Armenian woman, I was actually able to get my feet washed, which was pretty darn cool. And I think my brother participated in Good Friday. I forget what ends up happening, but he was on the altar for that. So yeah, so that was fun when I got to get my feet washed, and I was a woman. Well, not really, because I was still a kid. I didn't get my period yet. I got to throw it out there because just in case, you all know, technically I was a kid, and and I got to get my feet washed, and it was really fun. It wasn't as I literally thought that I was gonna get like a full blown out pedicure, because that's what my mother said, and it was just literally like a wash, like, and then it was all done. But it was so fun. It was so fun to be a part of it. And then in the Armenian church, we do something with the rope, but we never stay long enough for that part. I think that's Easter. Again, we don't. That might be Christmas. Now I'm getting them confused. Christmas and Easter are very similar, though. Let's think about that. Okay. Have a good day. Enjoy your week. Enjoy Holy Week. Celebrate. Have a Cadbury egg, because those are like I mean, I don't even like chocolate, and I used to actually like Cadbury eggs. The licorice jelly beans are the best jelly beans, and the Starburst ones are second best. Okay. Throwing it out there as well. But if we're thinking of holiday candy, candy corn is number one, and peppermint candy canes are number two. Okay. Bye. Have a good week. Bye.